hope you all are fine. So today we are going to discuss a very important topic. We are going to start a very important topic for grade 10, especially for grade 10 CBSE students. So this is the first chapter for chemistry that we are going to start today, that is chemical reaction and equations. Okay, so we are going to see that what is the meaning of this chemical reactions, what are the chemical equations, and what are the different types of the chemical reactions. That all we are going to study in this chapter. So let's see it one by one. So let's start. Now, when we start any chapter like chemical reaction and equation, you know that chemistry is all about chemicals, the study of the chemicals only. So basically the chemical term is going to be very, very important term. What is the actual meaning of this chemical? What is the meaning of this chemical? So in simple language, the meaning of chemicals, when we are talking about chemicals, simple language is that any substance which is undergoing change in its atom or molecular arrangement, that substance is known as chemical during any process. Okay, if any substance is undergoing the change in its atomic structure or the change in its the molecular structure during a process, then such substance is said to be chemicals. Now when we say chemicals, what may be the chemicals? So chemicals may be of different type, like elements can be a chemical, like if we say iron, copper, all these are the example of elements, so they can be chemicals. Then molecules can also be chemicals, like suppose hydrogen molecule, like suppose nitrogen molecules, all are going to be chemicals. Then compounds can also be chemicals, like H2O, like even H2O is a chemical. Then NaCl, a common salt. Then some other chemicals like H2SO4, a kind of acid, sulfuric acid. All these are chemicals. So basically when they are participating in any process, they are going to change, that will result in a change in their atomic structure or in their molecular structure during that process. So they are said to be chemicals. Okay, so that is the meaning of chemicals. So chemicals can be elements, molecules, compounds, anything. Now the next important term is there, that is chemical reactions. So as we are saying, these chemicals are participating in a process. So that process in which they are participating, due to which their molecular arrangement or their atomic structure is undergoing change, that process is said to be chemical reactions. In a very simple language, a process where the chemical substance participate and which results in the change in their atomic structure or the molecular structure during that process is known as chemical reactions. Okay, so during a chemical reaction, maybe a new two or more substances are going to combine, give rise to a new substance, or maybe a big substance is there that is going to be decomposed into two or more new substance. Okay, so that can be a chemical reactions. But how we know that the chemical reaction is actually going to take place? So there are some properties which are going to be related with the chemical reactions, which are going to be there whenever this chemical process is going to happen. So we are going to see it one by one. Like if a chemical reaction is going to happen, you will be always going to get a new substance. Always after the chemical reaction, a new substance is going to be formed. Now when I am saying a new substance is formed, means the substance is going to be totally different from the substance where the process start. Like for any chemical process, we have to start with some chemicals. So when that process is going to complete, the final thing which we are going to get, that is the new substance. That is going to be entirely a new substance which is having its different properties as compared to the chemicals which have started that process. Means the chemicals which have started that process will be having different property, and the chemical which we are going to get after the process will be having different properties. Okay, so it means it will be entirely a new substance. Like one example I can give, if suppose we start a process by using hydrogen and oxygen gas, okay, and then finally we are going to get what? H2O, okay. This is a chemical equation. We are going to see that what is chemical equation, but I am just giving the example. So hydrogen and oxygen chemical I have used during the process and I am getting H2O, okay. Now what is the important thing here? Hydrogen at room temperature usually exists in which form? It exists in gaseous form, okay. Then oxygen also existing in gaseous form, okay. But the final product which we are getting here, H2O, at room temperature it exists as what? What state? Liquid state, okay. At room temperature anywhere you go, you will find water will be existing in the liquid state usually, okay. So it means hydrogen is a gas having a different property, oxygen is a gas having a different property, but H2O which we are getting after the process is completed, that is chemical reaction is completed, that is having entirely a different property, okay. So a new substance is formed after the process, okay. Now this is not a balance equation, I am writing a balance equation. I will be telling you later out also that what is a balanced chemical equation. So I am writing it in a balanced form. So it will be like 2H2O like this, okay. So this is a complete balance equation. So you understand what is the meaning of the chemical reaction and how the new substance is formed. Then during the chemical reaction some more things can happen, like the state of substance can change. As you can see here, the substance which has started the process are gas, but the product which we are getting after the process is completed is liquid. So the state of the substance is also changing, can change during the process. Not every time, not necessarily every time, but it can happen. The state of the substance can change, okay, can change. Then third thing is there, that energy change will also takes place during the chemical reaction. Whenever the chemical reaction will occur, the energy change will be there. Maybe the heat will be coming out during the process, where maybe the heat is absorbed during the process, okay. So the reaction can be exothermic or endothermic. What are this type of reaction? We are going to discuss later, okay. So energy change will be there. Maybe the energy is required to start the process, or maybe the energy will be given out after the process is completed, okay. So that will be there. So basically these are the most important properties which are there when the chemical reaction is going to happen, okay. So a new substance is formed, state of the substance can change, energy change will also be there, okay. So that is known as chemical reaction. Now the thing is that how we are going to represent that chemical reaction, how we are going to represent the chemical reaction on paper, and how we are going to show that okay, this is the reactant we have used and this is the product we are getting. So for that we have to write the chemicals in form of a equation, okay, in form of certain kind of a equations. So for representing any chemical reaction by using those substances which are involved during that process or which are formed also after the process, we have to represent it in a symbolic form of the element or molecule which are participating during a reaction, and that is known as chemical equation, okay. Like I will give you an example. Suppose a process is going to take place where sulfur atom is there and it is combining with oxygen and giving out sulfur dioxide gas, okay. So how we have represented? We have represented at first on the left hand side those substances which have started the process. So which substance started the process here? Sulfur and oxygen, okay. So sulfur usually exists in which state? Solid state, and oxygen exists in gaseous state at room temperature. Then we are getting sulfur dioxide, which usually exists in which state? Gaseous state at room temperature. So we have represented the chemical reaction in the symbolic form of those substances which are participating during that process, and also we have represented that substance which is formed during the process. So the one which are going to start the process, like sulfur and oxygen here, are known as reactants. They are known as reactants. Okay, the one which participate or which starts the process, that is starts the chemical reactions. Not necessary every time maybe two elements or two molecules or two compounds are there. Maybe only one element or one compound can also start the process also. But the one which is going to start is always known as reactant. And the one which we are finally getting after the process is completed is known as product. Okay, that is our new substance which is formed after the process is completed. Okay, so the one which start the process is reactant, the other which is obtained is known as product. Okay, like one more example I can give. Like suppose we have a gas, sulfur trioxide gas is there, and it will undergo decomposition. It will undergo what? Decomposition. Maybe. What is decomposition? We are going to discuss later. Into two or more new substance like sulfur dioxide and oxygen. Okay. So in such case, the process which is going to be start during the chemical reaction is start by the sulfur trioxide. So here the sulfur trioxide is our reactant. Sulfur trioxide is our reactant. Okay, while the one which we are getting after the process is completed are product. Why I have shown this reaction? Because I want to show you that it's not necessary every time that we are getting two or more a single product after the process is completed, and we'll be having two or more reactant. Sometimes the products are going to be more and reactant can be single also. Okay, like here. So this representation of the chemical reaction in form of the molecules or the elements which are participating during that process is known as chemical equation. In chemical equation, the substance which start the process will be placed on the left hand side and is known as reactant, and the one which we are getting after the process is complete is known as product. Okay, is known as product, and that will be on the right side of the chemical reaction. Okay, chemical equation. So this is how we write the chemical equation. Now I am going to discuss the types of chemical reactions. We are going to discuss the types of the chemical reactions. Okay, now types of the chemical reaction when they are going to be discussed. So basically there are 5 types of the chemical reactions, like simple combination reaction, decomposition reaction, double decomposition reaction, it is also known as double displacement reaction, redox reaction, and one more type is there, that is known as disproportion reaction. But disproportion reaction is not in your course for grade 10. You are going to see the disproportion reaction later in grade 11, because it is related to something topic which we are going to study in grade 11 only, so we are going to discuss there only. So basically we are going to discuss about 4 types of the chemical reaction for grade 10, that is simple combination, decomposition, double decomposition and redox. It's very easy to understand. So we are going to study it one by one. As the name is suggesting, simple combination. Simple combination means where maybe 2 or more elements are going to be involved. Like 2 or more elements are going to be there. Like suppose my one element is A, another element is B, okay, and finally you are going to get a product, suppose C. It means 2 or more elements are combining and finally they are giving one product, that is known as simple combination. Simple combination, 2 or more combine and give a new product. Okay, so that is known as simple combination reaction. Now actual example, already one example we have discussed. So one more example we can use, like carbon reacting with oxygen, giving you carbon dioxide. Carbon is solid, oxygen is gas, and carbon dioxide which is formed is also gas. Okay, so that is known as simple combination reaction. It means a type of reaction where two or more elements or molecules or compounds are involved in a reactant phase, and finally we are getting one product out of it. So that is known as simple combination reaction. Easy. Then the second type of the chemical reaction is there, which is known as decomposition. As the name is suggesting, decompose. Decompose means break down. Break down into many. Okay. So here what is going to happen? Maybe one reactant is there. Okay. That is going to happen. One reactant is going to be there, and that one reactant under certain conditions will decompose into two or more products. Okay, at least minimum two. Like we can use many examples, but one example I am using here, like calcium carbonate, CaCO3, which is solid, and if suppose it is heated, then it will decompose as calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Okay, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So you will be getting solid calcium oxide and carbon dioxide gas. Okay, it means what is happening here? A calcium carbonate which is solid in nature will decompose into two or more new substance, and we are getting a two or more new substance out of one reactant. So that is known as decomposition reaction. Okay, reaction. Now we move to the third type, that is double decomposition. Double decomposition, sometimes also known as double displacement. Why we are saying double? Because on the reactant side there may be two reactants, and when we are getting product there may be also two products. So basically the displacement is going to take place there. What type of displacement? I will be showing you. Suppose we have a molecule made up of A, and another molecule is there which is B. Okay, now this A and B is reacting with another molecule which is made up of, suppose, C and D. Okay, now what is going to happen? After the reaction, the molecule the atom A is going to combine with the atom of D and will form a new product AD, while the B is going to combine with C and will form one more new type of product, that is BC. So what is actually happening here? They are interchanging the molecules which they are combining before the reaction, and the product which we are getting, they are having a different combination. So different set of combination will be there. So they have actually displaced each other. So when they have displaced each other, it is known as double displacement also. But I prefer to say double decomposition. Why? Because they cannot combine itself. What is going to happen? First, these molecules are going to decompose, and then there will be rearrangements of the atoms on molecules to form a product. Okay, so it is known as double decomposition reactions, because they decompose and then they rearrange and form a new product. Okay, now we will be going to see one more example. Like suppose we have a reactant sodium sulfate, that is Na2SO4. Okay, and it is reacting with another molecule, barium chloride, BaCl2. Then finally we are getting a new product, that is NaCl. You can see sodium combines with chlorine and barium combined with sulfate to form barium sulfate. Okay, so what is happening here? Again you can see there is an interchange of the molecules between the two compounds. So it is known as double displacement or double decomposition. Okay, you can balance this equation like this. So that is known as double decomposition reaction. Now we are going to study a very important type of the reaction, which is known as redox reaction. So in order to understand the redox reaction, you must understand about you must learn about reduction and oxidation. So what is this reduction and oxidation all about? Reduction means that if suppose during a reaction the addition of hydrogen may take place, means when the process is completed the hydrogen is added to some substance, then it is known as reduction for that substance. Or removal of oxygen, if oxygen is removed during that process, then also it is known as reduction. Okay. Then third, which is the most important one, if electrons are gained by certain substance during the process, that is chemical process, then it is known as reduction for that substance. If any substance suppose gain electron during the process, then we say that the reduction is taking place for that substance. Okay. Now next we are going to see the oxidation, the another process. Now in case of oxidation, opposite to the reduction will take place. Opposite to means whatever we have written here, all the things opposite to that. That is, here it is addition of hydrogen, so here it must be removal of hydrogen for an atom or molecule or a substance which is participating in a chemical process. Then here it is removal of oxygen, so here it must be addition of oxygen. Okay. Then third, electrons are gained, so here it means the electrons are lost by certain substance or any substance which is participating during the process. Okay. So this is about reduction of substance, this is about oxidation of substance. But what happens if oxidation and reduction both are taking place in the same reaction? If in the same reaction one substance is getting reduced and another substance is getting oxidized, it means oxidation and reduction both are taking place simultaneously. Then in such case the reaction is known as redox reaction. Type of reaction where reduction as well as oxidation takes place simultaneously is known as redox reaction. Clear? So we'll see one example. Like suppose we have copper oxide, copper element combining with oxygen. Copper oxide is there, which usually exists in solid state at room temperature, and like it will undergo decomposition suppose, and not decomposition suppose, it is reacting with hydrogen. Okay, copper oxide is reacting with hydrogen. Now what is going to happen after the process get complete? The final product is copper, which is solid, hydrogen is a gas, we know, and hydrogen combines with oxygen and form H2O, which is liquid at room temperature, we all know. So this is a chemical reaction which is taking place. Copper oxide was there, combined with hydrogen, that is reacted with hydrogen, result in the formation of copper plus H2O. So what is happening here? The oxygen is removed from the copper. Okay, oxygen is removed from the copper. So when oxygen is removed from the copper, it means copper here or copper oxide here is undergoing what? It is undergoing reduction. Okay, as oxygen is removed. Okay, so removal of the oxygen is reduction. So copper oxide is undergoing reduction, but hydrogen get added with oxygen after the process is complete. So here what is happening for hydrogen? Oxidation is going to take place for hydrogen. For copper oxide it's reduction, for hydrogen it's oxidation, and as both the processes are taking place simultaneously, the process is known as redox reaction. So it's very simple. Now, so that is about the redox reaction. So for redox reaction you must understand reduction and oxidation. If you learn about the reduction, then oxidation will be opposite to that only. And in any process, if both the processes are taking place simultaneously, it is known as redox reaction. Now in terms of the gaining of electron or losing of electron also, we can take example of the redox reaction. I will show it here. Just see, if suppose copper is there in ionic form, suppose 2 plus charge is present on the copper, and zinc is also there. Zinc is reacting with the copper 2 plus ions. Ions usually exist in the aqueous state. Aqueous state means mixture with water. And zinc is in solid state. After the reaction, zinc is having 2 positive charge and copper is not having any charge. So zinc will be existing in the aqueous state and copper will be existing in the solid state. Now what is happening here? When any substance is having a positive charge and it is now having a neutral charge, it means that the positive charge can be cancelled only by taking electrons, because electrons are negatively charged. So negatively charged electrons cancel that positive charge. So when it cancelled the positive charge, it turns into neutral atom. Same is happening here for zinc. Zinc is neutral, but it will become positive, and we know any substance is becoming cation after losing electrons. So it means zinc is losing electrons. So zinc is getting oxidized while copper ions are getting reduced, and hence this reaction is also known as redox reaction. Okay, so that is redox reaction in terms of the gaining or losing of electrons. So you understand that. So students, today we have discussed about the chemicals, chemical reactions, chemical equations and types of chemical reaction. Next video we are going to discuss about the balancing of the chemical reaction. We are going to balance some chemical equation and some of the important topics which are left in this chapter. Okay, so that's all for today. So please like my channel, subscribe my channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. See you in the next video.